Good evening. My name is Michael Hussey, and this is my Missing Booster Club Funds case study presentation. Quick summary on the case study. Good evening. My name is Michael Hussey, and this is my Missing Booster Club Funds presentation. Quick summary on the case study. Mrs. Bowman asked Principal Mr. Stevens for assistance in her daughter going to New York for a cheerleading trip that she was awarded for doing well. It was an opportunity for Mrs. Bowman's daughter, to represent the school and the community on this trip. The principal, Mr. Stevens, said basically said no. She asked if PTA could fund it, and he said no. So that was that. Fast forward to Monday, basketball game. He sees her again, and she's collecting funds for ticket sales at the basketball game. After the game's over, tickets turned over, money's turned over, there's money missing. So with that, we roll into the case study. Problem identification, data analysis. First off, the problem is $50 missing from the ticket proceeds. What do we know? We know Mr. Stevens has no assistant principals. Therefore, he requires a lot of assistance from parent and volunteers. Mrs. Bowman asked Mr. Stevens to help fund her daughter's trip to New York with PTA money. Mr. Bowman denied the request. Pre-numbered tickets and an inventory of concession items make it difficult for any funds to be mishandled at events. Mr. Dumas told Mr. Stevens that he paid with a $50 bill. Mrs. Bowman turned in the ticket proceeds and was $50 short, and there was no $50 bill in the bag, and she said that they had to destroy, there were some jacked up tickets, and she threw them out. Another thing we know is Mr. Stevens cannot decide if the PTA wants to sponsor Mrs. Bowman's daughter for the trip to New York. He's an advisor to PTA organizations. He doesn't make decisions for them. What do we need to know? Were there any bills in the money bag that would warrant the $50 bill to be used as change, or was it broke up for change? Why did tickets have to be thrown away? Why couldn't they have been salvaged? Or why couldn't they have been saved to say these tickets were no good to use, but here they are for accountability purposes? Who else was working the ticket booth? Because they say that there's always two people working ticket booths, receiving money and selling tickets. And why didn't Mrs. Bowman just ask the PTA herself instead of going straight to the principal? So that's what we know and what we need to know. Plan of action. First thing I would do is I would talk to Mrs. Bowman. Was any money exchanged that would have cost the $50 bill to not be there? It's rolled up with 100. Were you running out of change? You need the $50 bill to make change. What happened? Why did you throw away the torn tickets? Why didn't you keep them for accountability purposes? And who else was with you handling money? Because there's always two people. Talk to the volunteer that was handling money with Mrs. Bowman. Ask them if they remember a $50 bill being in the money box. Do you remember any torn tickets? Do you remember any tickets being thrown away? Was there a two-person rule doing the cash box and tickets? Did you both count tickets and money coming in and account for them, both tickets and money going out? And then finally, if in fact Ms. Bowman is guilty of stealing the money, then of course you have the SRO do some paperwork and you tell the school district what happened, and you don't allow her to volunteer with anything that she would have to handle with money. But again, that's if she's found to have taken the money. What other plan of action would I take? As a principal, I would use this experience and put a couple other processes in place to hopefully prevent this from happening again. Me personally, I would establish a training session for anybody that has to handle money. Just like the infograph, you make up an infographic training session where you put it up, and basically it's a check sheet. who's in charge of funds. Who is a PTA organizer that's in charge of money and ticket sales? They then are overseeing the parents taking in the money. And you do a training session like that, and you explain two-person rule. You explain how you log in tickets. You explain how to count money in and out. All that stuff. If you need a break, who's replacing you, how you do that changeover, all that stuff. And again, with that, the policy would mandate that two people have to handle money and tickets at all times. No one's left alone with money and tickets. And I would, establish by all tickets have to be accounted for. If they are not good enough to use, that's fine. You write it, you write it off, you move it off, but you save that ticket for accountability purposes, so that when money comes in and you're ready to cash out for the day and you count money out, that ticket doesn't count against you, and we don't come up short because tickets are thrown away and money's not accounted for. How do you resolve the issues? Based on promoting success of all students. Success of all students. PTA money is for students. He was right by saying he didn't think the PTA should spend that much money for one student. However, he shouldn't have said no. He should have encouraged the mom to go talk to the PTA and advocate for her daughter herself. But let her know that if they come to you for advice, your recommendation is going to be no, because that's a lot of money to spend on one student. That money should be spent for all or most students in the school. He should have also maybe possibly given recommendations on how to raise money herself. Express to her, I think it's great that your daughter has this achievement. I made an announcement for her. I would love to see her go there and represent the school in the community. However, we cannot afford that. This is what you can do to help raise money. And after talking to her about the missing money, if she says she made a mistake, no problem. Either make her pay it back or say, hey, no harm, no foul. Let's not make sure we don't have this again, and move on. But if it is found that she did steal the money, then you have to take appropriate action with the SROs and the school district, and not allow her to have the money for the school anymore. What was I thinking? As a principal, I'd be thinking, can I avoid this situation? Were there any processes that I may have missed that I could implement? Why didn't I give guidance to Mrs. Bowman by just telling her no? Why didn't I express my enthusiasm for her daughter to go to New York and represent the school and community by just saying no? Why didn't I give her advice? And what can I do in the future to prevent this from happening again? How was I feeling? Like I could have done more for Mrs. Bowman. I could have given her more guidance. I also felt like I let down a loyal parent who has given a lot to the school and the community as a volunteer. And I'm upset that I have to confront a volunteer about possibly stealing money from kids. What do I value? I value the fact that I have a mom advocating for her daughter, wanting to do good stuff for herself and represent the school and the community. I value the time that Mrs. Bowman gives to the school, and I value the parent volunteers that help me run the school events the way they do. Being a one-man show, I can't do it without parent volunteers. So you have to value those parents and want to keep them around. Unresolved issues that I see. Where's the $50 bill, if there was one, and where did it go? Were there 10 tickets that actually were destroyed and thrown away? How did they come up $50 short? And things like can and will the PTA sponsor Mrs. Bowman's daughter's trip to New York? Maybe they can. Maybe they do have a ton of money in there that that they have off to the side, $750 to help out. If they can sponsor her daughter, what can they do? Can they help raise money? Can they give her guidance on raising money? Can they organize something to raise money? There's a lot of ways to do it, and hopefully they could figure it out. Effective and efficient management. What did I do to show effective and efficient management? One, following the procedures, I identified the missing money right away. Because there's missing money, I'm trying to implement new processes and procedures to avoid it from happening again. And I'm, policies and procedures to follow throughout with myself and with the volunteers. They logged in the tickets. They used pre-numbered tickets. Number that they started with, number that they ended with. They all the stubs were there. The money was accounted for. They said 10 tickets were destroyed. They threw them away. Probably shouldn't have thrown them away. That's one of the procedures that I'm going to put in place. But again, you know, that's everything was identified quickly because we did have good, effective, and efficient management. Social learning for the students. Identifying that Mrs. Bowman needs assistance for her daughter shows positive representative of a school and community, and I want to support that. You know, I didn't jump to any conclusions that she stole the money. Instead, I followed procedures, figure out what happened. And in doing so, you show respect towards everyone that you talk to about the event. And you also don't gossip about it. Academic learning. You show trust instead of guilt right away. You give an opportunity for all of your parent volunteers, all the stakeholders, to provide input and new procedures that can be implemented with handling tickets and money. When you do that, you have buy-in. When you have buy-in, they feel like it's their own process also, so they'll have more respect for it, and they'll help enforce it and follow the rules accordingly. And you know, you're demonstrating a concern for the well-being of the students because you're worried about the money, one, that was lost, and two, you don't want all the money being used for one student to go to New York, so you're advocating for the students as a whole, as a community. That's it. That's the end. Hope you enjoyed my presentation. Good luck on your guys' presentation. Also, good luck throughout the rest of the year, and hope everyone's successful in their academic endeavors. Take care.